it's on. You owe nothing to Koreans. You know of nothing to Indians from India. I remember Dr. Clark saying, "What? We as people don't owe anybody nothing but what? And ask with it." So you have to recognize. So a great deal of the problem here is inequality in power and inequality centered around economic power. I'm going to move here. Let's see. I'll give you 3 more minutes. Let's see. But you have to recognize that. If you read carefully Black on Black Violence, you'll see that in there where I talk about the exportation and the importation of crime. How the Europeans exported their criminals. You see. And then, made the colonial people reduce their crime wave. And of course, they claimed it was due to their moral superiority. You see. But actually, what we did was finance what they called their moral superiority. I tell many middle classes now, be careful. You think that you are good. You are intrinsically good. You're only good because you can afford to be good.
Thank you.
Yeah. The true test of your goodness and morality is when all of your money is gone. The largest percentage of people's morality is bought with money. Yes. And we saw the European criminal, poor and raggedy, doing what first? Murdering, killing, and raping.
Right.
Yes. Claiming he was coming over here for freedom of religion. And then after he raped and colonized and set up a system for robbing the colonial people, all of a sudden he became what? Morally superior. I talked about in Black on Black Violence something called the structuration of crime. And what I try to get across in there is that the type of crime a person commits is related to their class level, not to their criminality. You see, people can be equally criminal across class. Oh, yes. But depending on what class you're in, you will commit certain crimes. Why should an accountant go out in the street and mug somebody? When through embezzlement, he can steal $100,000. Yeah. So the type of crime that he will commit is related to his class and professional level. He's still a criminal. But his skills and knowledge and so forth allows him to commit a different what? Sort of crime. And then you let the white man call that what? White collar. And then you make it appear that he is less criminal. Because you want to measure the criminality by the physicality of the act. You got to get over that. When he was poor and without social status, he immediately entered into what? Physical act of violence. Right. Understand? But what is a man on the street who has no accounting skills, doesn't work in an accounting firm, and he's committed a crime going to do? His options are what? Limited. So in a sense, when the society oppresses and maintains a people at a certain social level, it creates the kind of crimes they're going to engage in. And then it wants to run some kind of stupid psychology, talking about that criminal personality. Yeah. Want to move out of crime? Move out. Increase your wealth. Increase your power. You can commit a different type of crime there. You know, that's what goes on anyway. Let's be honest about it. You know, this is what it's about. Yeah. It's just like these people, you know, talking about they want black people to get rid of children. And yet we tell people, look, you know, it's interesting that the more money people make, the less children they have. So if you want black people to have fewer children, what do? Make more money. That's the way you do it. But no, the society said we're not going to let you arise to that position. And we want you to kill your children as a part of the bargain. Yeah, this is what it does. And it asks them, instead of transforming itself, increasing opportunities, and open the gate, it asks that black people engage in self-annihilation. But it would be covered over with a lot of nonsense. Okay, I'm going to, 13 minutes here, I'll be through. So remember the structuration of crime. Now I want to quickly point out some things here. Some of them you know in terms of economic differences. I showed you I think I mentioned the last time you were here, I was here, about the Asian businesses and their growth. Remember we said the number of businesses owned by Asian Americans increased by 9.89. That is 989% between 1982 and 1987. A rate more than 6 times greater than the growth rate for all U.S. businesses between 1982 and 1987, which was only 14%. The growth rate compares to 80% for Latino, 57% for women, and 38% for African American owned businesses. This money by the Asian will be transformed into power. Yes. Transformed into status. And when we become a part of the Asian juggernaut. How many people saw this piece with Sun Moon Young last night? Yes. A man beginning to have a major impact on U.S. policy, thinking, behavior, ideology, and so forth, because he had what? Money. Money. Millions. Who can run a paper that loses $50 million a year and still keep it going. The Washington Times. Let's look quickly again. At another situation here. Ethnic road to riches. The immigrant job specialty. New York Times 1/2/92. When Parmjit Singh left his job as a mechanic on a Greek ship in 1981, he settled in New York City instead of returning to the family farm in India. After working 3 years as a busboy and a cook in a Greek restaurant, Mr. Singh met a fellow Punjabi who owned a gas station in the city. He taught me how to run a station, the 32-year-old Indian recalled. It's very hard work, but it's easy to run. To order gas, to clean, to keep the books. By 1990, Mr. Singh, with an Indian partner, owned 13 gas stations in the New York City area. What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? He has competitors, however, chiefly other Punjabi chiefs, who began buying and working in gas stations in the city at the same time he did, some of whom owned as many as 40. Where have we been? What's going on here? Don't we use gas? Or do we only? Well, that's it. Just a decade ago, gas station ownership usually mirrored the ethnic makeup of the surrounding neighborhood. But now, about 40% of the city stations are owned by South Asians, estimated in this act. 40% of the stations. And to what do they attribute this? They have also developed their own specialized niches, virtually monopolizing certain businesses and professions, and slowly changing the commercial, political, and cultural profile of the city. It takes more than love. It takes more than racial harmony. You've got to move into the